In the last class, we had understood the methodology for calculation of latest start, latest finish, earliest start and earliest finish times of various activities of a CPM network. And we also learned about the critical paths, critical activities and floats. So in this class, we are taking one more example and we shall calculate all these things and try to go deeper into the subject. So let us take an example in which a small project consists of 7 activities for which the relevant data is given in this table. Activities are A, B, C, D, E, F and G, and against each activity its preceding activities are given. So A, B, C have no predecessors. Activity A has duration of 4 days, activity 7 days, activity C is 6 days, and D has a predecessor of A and B. D has a predecessor of A and B. E has a predecessor of A and B. F has a predecessor of C, D and E. So G has a predecessor of C, D, E, and time is given. So the problem is number 1, we have to draw the network and find the project completion time. We have also to calculate total float for each activity and then the time scale diagram. So using the precedence relationship among the activities, the resulting network is shown here. So try to understand the network. This is the activity. Activity always starts from some node or event and ends at some another node or event. So when we are saying activity A, it means it has to start from some node and it has to end at some node. So let us, the first node is be 1. Sometimes it is also said 0. Because when we say 0 period means this is the starting period. So 1 is first node, second is second node, and between 1 and 2 the activity A, which has a duration of 4 days, it is given here. Now this activity 1, 2 is a predecessor to activity A. 1, 2 means activity A is predecessor. As a B is in another independent activity which also starts from the 0th period, 0 from the start. So B, say 1, 3 is B, it takes 7 days. And C is another activity which starts independently from the 0th time. So 1, 4. So we have given the name 2, 3 and 4, 1, 4. These are 3 independent activities starting from the same node because all these 3 activities are starting at the same time. Now it says that D has a predecessor of A and B. So say this activity D has a predecessor of A and B. So A and B both are predecessors. So when A and B are both predecessors and there is no activity like 2 and 3, so we join 2 and 3 by a dummy activity. So now this activity will have both the predecessors A and B. See, you can see here, but this activity can be started only when both these activities are completed. So by using this dummy activity, we are able to meet this condition that activity D has a predecessor of 2 independent activities A and B. Okay. Now it says E activity E has a predecessor of A and B. This is activity A and this is activity B. So this is activity 2, 3 is already joined by a dummy activity. So activity E has a predecessor of A and B both, because D is also predecessor to has its predecessors A and B, and E is also having the same predecessors A and B. So this predecessor, this also has a predecessor of A and B. This also has a predecessor of A and B. Okay. So now we now F has a predecessor of C, D, and E. So F, this has a predecessor of this C, D, and E. So C, D, and E. So again you have to join this 4, 5 by a dummy activity. So see, this F now becomes a successor of these three activities C, D, and D, C, D, and D. And G has also a predecessor of C, D, and D. So from here, the two activities are going similarly. C, D, so say this is another activity, because there has to be end of everything. So until the say all activities merge at one point, the schedule cannot be considered to be complete. So we all join 6 and 7 by another dummy activity. So this is the network diagram, and I hope you understand this. Now, the first part is the calculate the network and find the project completion time. Now, project for calculating the project completion time. Now we first find out the earliest start time of each activity by forward calculation method. So we consider event time of one activity number 1, E1 is equal to 0. So E2 will be equal to event 2, at least the start of event 2 will be equal to E1 plus Tij. Tij means activity time of A, so that is equal to 4. So here I is equal to 1, J is equal to 2, so Tij is equal to activity 1, 2, so its completion its duration is 4 days. So 0 plus 4 is equal to 4. You see here, I have written 0 plus E2 is equal to E1 plus T12 is equal to 0 plus 4 is equal to 4. I is equal to 1, J is equal to 2, so T12 is equal to 4 days. So E2 will be equal to E1 0 plus U T12 4 days, so 4 days. So 0 plus 4 is equal to 4 days. So similarly, we have calculated. Similarly, we have calculated for all other activities. Now, find out E3. Now, see E3 means 1, 3 is what? E1 plus T13, and another is E2 plus 2, E23. And in forward pass method, when we have two routes to reach at a particular node, then the maximum of that will gives 2 or more routes to reach a node, then the maximum of the activity timing will be considered as the node time for that. So see here what happens. At one you have 1 2 then 2 3 activities, 1 2 2 3 and another 1 3. So maximum of E1 plus T1 3 or E2 plus 2 E2 3. So maximum of E1 is equal to 0 plus then 7 and another is 4 plus 0. So 4 days and 7 days. So maximum is 7 days. So we consider E3 is equal to 7 days. Similarly, E4, see here E4 will be equal to one is 0 plus 8, 8 days, another is 7 plus 0, 7 days, maximum of 2 is 8 days, so this would be 8 days. So see here, we have written maximum of E1 plus T1 4, E2 plus T4, 0 plus 6 plus E4 is equal to plus 7 plus 5, 12. So it is 12 days. E4, E4 E4 is 7 plus 5, 12, and another is 6, so 12 days. Okay. Then E5. E5 will be how? See, E5. This is E5. What is E5? What is the activity E5? This is A, B, C, D, E, this one. So this will be maximum of one will be this, another will be this. So maximum of 1, 2 plus 2, 3 or 1, 3 plus 3, 4. So this is here E5 is equal to E3 plus 3, 5 plus E4 T5, 7 plus 7, 14 or 12. So this is 14. You see here 7 plus 7, 14 and then or otherwise it is 4 plus 7, 11. So this will be 14 days. Now E6, E6, consider E6, E6 is equal to, we have calculated this as 12, 14 days. So 12 plus 14 plus this one, 5. So E6 is equal to this one. So this is equal to 14 plus 6, 20 days. And E7, 14 plus 5. This was 14, E6 was 14 plus 5, 19 days, 5 days. And this is equal to 6 days. So this is will be 20 days. So maximum of is this. So 20 days. Now end activity this completes in 20 days. So 20 days is the project duration period. Same calculation could be done by backward method also. So E7 is equal to say latest finish time is 20 days. So L6 will be L7 minus L67. L7 minus L67, 20 minus 0 is equal to 20. L, find out L6 is equal to, this is L6. Latest finish time of 6, latest finish of 6 is equal to 20. This is the 20 minus how much? 6 days. 6 days. So this is equal to 14 days. 20 minus 6 is equal to 40 days is equal to, so this is for this activity. L6 is equal to this. L6 is equal to this. So 20 minus 0, so 20, this is also 20 days. Similarly, L5, L5 will be equal to what? See here L5. This is L5. L5 is equal to, there we calculate maximum, here we calculate minimum of L7 minus T57 and L6 minus T56. L6 is this minus 56, this one, L5, or L7 minus T57. So we calculate here. So see 20 minus 6 or 20 minus 4. This is 14, this is 15. So minimum of this is 14, so 14 days. So likewise, we have calculated all the timings and tabulated it here, tabulated it in this. So activity 1, 2 has normal time of 4, activity 1, 3, 7 days, 1, 4, 6 days, 3, 3, 4, 6, 5 days, 3, 5, 7 days, 5, 7, 6 days, 5, 6, 3 days. Same data we have copied here. And their earliest start time and latest start time are given here. So earliest start plus Tij is also given. Latest start plus minus Tij is also given here. So latest time is here. So total float we can calculate. Total float is, say, this one. This gives your total Li minus Tij is the total float of each activity. This is 3 days, this is 0, this is 8, this is 9, 9 days. It will not be actually 9, this will be 9 minus 7, this will be equal to 2 days. It's equal to 7 minus 7, 0 days, 14 minus 14 is equal to 0 days, and this is 15 minus 14, 1 day. So this is the total float. This is the total float. So considering all these data, we have given the earliest start and latest start of each activity on this table. So this activity shows latest start or latest finish. We can say earliest start and latest start of each activity, and then we find that what is the CPM? CPM is the longest route. So this is 1, 3, 5, and 7, which is equal to 20 days. Time scale diagram is 1, 3, 5, and 7, 20 days, and other activities are shown here. So on time scale, if you draw, so this is 20 days is here. Each activity we can give a time scale of, this is 7 days, this is 12 days, this is 14 days, this is 20 days. So this is a time scale diagram. So with this another example, we have understood all the calculations of CPM, critical path method. And in the next class, we are going to discuss about probabilistic time estimates of PERT, PERT, PERT. Okay, thank you for today. So we stop it here.